So, hello, good morning. My name is Simone Padur, and this is Paul Kearney. And Paul has agreed to do a little book review for me for the UK and Ireland blog, called Paul.
Money isn't the problem, you are.
And what is it that you love about this book, Paul?
Well, what I love about this book is the simplicity of the book. It's a brilliant book, and it's actually summed up in the title that it's so often we're blaming money for not choosing what we want to choose. So we say money is the problem. I can't afford this. I don't do this. But it's not money. It's actually our choice. And what I love about this book, it's around 90 pages long, but at the end of it, page 89 and page 90, Gary summarizes 10 actions that we can take. And it's so simple. It's so genius. It's just brilliant. So the two authors are Gary Douglas and Dain Heer, who are the founders of Access Consciousness and the creators of Access Consciousness, and always create together. So I'll go through a couple of these if you'd like, Simone.
Sure, please.
Yeah. So the first one is always put 10% of everything you take in to you. So it's to the church of you. So Gary says, rather than giving it to the church of this person or the church of that person or the church of this religion, actually give it to yourself. And what he means by that is that it's an honoring of you. So actually putting that 10% to you, and then that you don't touch it unless you absolutely need to, but ideally you don't touch it. If you do have to take out of it, then you put back into it again, so as quickly as you can. So you're always looking to have this 10% that kind of, it provides a feather bed. So like you always have this sense of having abundance in life, because you always know, I have this extra 10% that I don't even need to touch.
So just quickly, when you first started that, when you read that and went, okay, I'm going to do that, what changed in your life?
What changed in my life? That's a brilliant question. So what changed was I set up a standing order to a separate bank account for my 10%. So it became very easy, because the thing was, the money went out of my account before I even knew it. And like, I didn't even look at it for, I'd say, probably a year. And then I came along and there was a couple of thousand in the account, and I was like, wow, and it was kind of, there was at one stage where I was like, I used to take money out of it, and then I'd be put back into it, take money out of it and put back into it. And I got that wasn't creating more. It was actually saying to the universe, I lack, I don't have the money. So I stopped doing that. And the more I stopped doing that, the more the income started to change and to generate and to grow. And then what really changed it for me was I started giving 10% of my total income to Actions for Futures, which is an organization that's looking to change the world. And from there, it was quite incredible, because 10% was going to my 10% account, 10% was going to Actions for Futures, but my income grew dynamically, and like it grew by a factor of maybe 10. So it was like, and that's still continuing. So when you give money to things that create a greater future for you, it creates a greater future for everybody. Because a lot of the time we have this belief that if I have more, you have less. So if Paul has more, Simone has less. But that's not the case. If Simone has more joy in her life, Paul has more joy in her life. And it's allowing that to be shared so that it can actually be shared with people.
Excellent. So what's the other tool that you like?
The other one is carry lots of money in your pocket. So whatever you consider a rich person would carry. So for me, at present, it's probably around, I'd say, €500 or €600. But it can be whatever amount, and it's like, it's having something that says to the universe, I have money and I desire more. So what would it take for more to show up? Rather than from a sense of lack where, oh, I don't have the money, which is so often where people function from, it's actually being the energy of money. So Maura Bramley, who works with me at the castle, always says, it's be the energy of money, which is a different thing to having money. It's actually being that energy of money and allowing, money doesn't have a point of view. So it'll rest in whatever bank account opens its door to it. So it's actually being a place where you can invest. And it's like, if I was an investor, would I invest in my life?
Right, right. So does that money have to be euros? Can it be anything? Can it be gold or silver or?
Yeah, it can be anything. Yeah, it can be gold, it can be silver, it can be jewelry, it can be whatever's fun for you to have. And a lot of the time, like people don't people underestimate how much they have in their 10% because like they could have gold rings or gold bracelets or gold necklaces which could be worth a lot of money. And it's actually putting them together and saying, wow, I have saved all this as an honoring of me.
Well, and it's more difficult to spend when it's in gold
Yeah,
or you're wearing it.
yeah, yeah. Well, you can't go into Tesco and say, I'm now going to buy this box of cornflakes with my gold necklace. It's going to be a pretty crap deal for you, and I don't think they're going to accept it. So, yeah, how does it get any better than that? Yeah.
Exactly. So we've got a few more minutes. What's another tool, Paul?
Another one which I absolutely love, and I'm going to read it out because it's so beautiful. One moment. So it's at the end of the book. It's just 2 pages of brilliance. It's just so condensed, but it's brilliant. So the the one that I love is it's about living your life as a celebration. So if I lived my life as a celebration of living, what would I choose? So that today is the only day that you have. So what would you choose? Because a lot of time we're saying, I'll be rich when, I'll be happy when, and it's dependent on a partner or depending on money or depending on a car or depending on something. You've got to choose it now. In this 10 seconds, choose, okay, what would make me happy now? And it's like looking after our body, nurturing our body, looking after what's required. So it's not just about money, it's the energy of being you and being you in all aspects of your life. And
Yeah.
when you're willing to be that continually, it becomes very beautiful because it's joyful and it actually, money follows joy rather than a lot of people believe that joy follows money. So say, once I'm rich, then I'll be happy. It's actually be happy now and more money comes in. And it's actually creating what brings beauty into your life. So I'm at the castle in northern Italy at present, and it's just so beautiful. Every morning I look around and I'm like, wow, this is such an incredibly beautiful place. And it's allowing yourself to be nurtured by that beauty.
Could you give us a little quick tour, just slowly, so we don't get seasick, of maybe the painting behind you or just the room?
Yeah, I can show you.
Wow. Now that's a haul, Paul.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm
So
just going to show you this ceiling, Simone.
oh, so beautiful. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and that's only one room. Yeah, so it's
That is
yeah,
incredible.
it's such a special place, so beautiful. And people who come here, like what we're looking to create here is that people feel spoilt from the second that they arrive. So it's like it's a special place for them, and that they're spoilt immediately, and it's actually allowing them to bask in this sense of beauty, in this sense of decadence, in the sense of joy, because that's what the universe wants us to be happy, wants us to be joyful, wants us to have everything that we desire.
Well, I know from having visited the castle, it's a completely different experience from some of the quote unquote posh places I've been to before. There's this nurturing, and you don't ever want to leave. Like it's just
Yeah.
feels so good. You don't feel like, oh, I'm going to break something or I'm going to, get in trouble, or there's none of that. It's just a joy to be.
Yeah, and I think as well, it feels very natural. Like
Yes.
that's the thing that I think people find surprising in that they feel very much at home, very much natural, and it's like you're surrounded by priceless antiques, but their consciousness contributes to you,
Mhm.
and that's the beauty of it, what Gary has created, because everything is complementary. So one thing complements the other, and like he's laid out the design of all the rooms individually to create something. It's a masterpiece, something that's absolutely beautiful. There was a man who came and stayed here recently, and he was saying that he said he didn't know that Gary had designed it. He said, whoever designed this must have been a great man or woman because they had to hold such a high level of beauty in their mind and in their body. And like, I believe that's correct. That they had to be able to embody that level of beauty to bring it into creation.
That's so amazing. Well, we're going to wrap it up there, Paul, because that's beautifully said. And thank you so much. And please follow the links below to, what's the book, Paul?
Money isn't the problem, you are.
Fabulous. Thanks again. Bye.
Thanks, Simone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.